I know that you take care of all kinds of different needs, physical disabilities or special needs, all those kinds of things. So educate me just a little bit on how you work in that specialty niche, because I think it's really cool.
Yeah, so a little bit on my backstory. My father had Parkinson's for over 15 years. And so I understood more of the physical disability than I necessarily understood all of the mental and invisible disabilities. And so just with that, my parents wanted to go on my dad didn't really want to travel. My mom's parents saw the whole world. They went all over the place. And so my mom always wanted to travel, but my dad really wasn't interested in much traveling. He was a farm boy, a rancher, and so they're just very much homebodies, right? You got animals, you feed the animals before you feed yourself. So, but he did want to go to Alaska, and so for my parents' 50th wedding anniversary, we looked at getting them a cruise, the kids, us four kids, looked at paying for a cruise for our parents to go on. And so I had that kind of got me that a little bit of that bug of, okay, well, we need something that's accessible. We need something for him. And so I have that physical understanding of, okay, my dad can fall. My dad does not walk very well. He did not, I mean, he obviously, as it progresses and progresses and progresses, things things change. And so to literally have him, just not be able to stop, he would get too far forward. And so sometimes walking was just so much of a struggle. And so I have a couple of groups that I partner with for physical disabilities. There's a Wheels Up network, and it kind of just helps with like wheelchair rentals and things like that, and accessibility or ways for people that need that assistance to have the support that they need. And then I also work with, it's called Special Needs at Sea or Special Needs Group. And they have the they work a lot with cruises just because it's a closed loop. So they're in a lot of the ports for the cruises. So they do like hospital beds, oxygen, wheelchairs, whether you need like a full wheelchair or a full, like a little key, fully automatic wheelchair because maybe um, they just can't physically like push wheels or things like that. They have scooters, motorized scooters. Um, Basically, it's just off of your height and weight. And then we figure out which is the best option for you. And so it really helps to um, be able to say, hey, this is what I have because you can still travel. And then having three children with autism, I have had to figure out how I need to travel. And we have food allergies and sensitivities. And so I talk to all of my suppliers that I work with that how do you handle food allergies? How do you handle disabilities? Because once you leave the US, there's no ADA. And
Right.
so I really try and make sure that I know how my family travels. Like, how would I travel for my dad? He passed away 5 years ago. Okay, how would I travel for my mom? My mom doesn't walk very well either. Her body has not aged as gracefully as yours. But so it's how would my parents travel? Just kind of always having that. And so I do the digging, I do the research because I want to go somewhere with my family. And so I always say we can still travel. It's just going to look a little different. I might take a direct flight instead of having three layovers, or I will have as few layovers as possible. So it's just understanding what people have. And I like to say I always play that devil's advocate where it's like, hey, have you thought about this? Oh no, I haven't. Okay, have you thought about this? Or what is this option? And so to have the resources and the training that I've done specifically for the people that struggle with disabilities, because I've found that I didn't know a lot of things before I became a travel agent. So I want everybody to see the world and not let, something that they have going on stop them from or prevent them from going somewhere just because they feel like they can't travel.